Next segment. Remember the classics. Remember the classics. I'm going comedy, man. I'm going Rodney Dangerfield comedy specials on HBO. Now, y'all like, how'd you know about Rodney Dangerfield? Rodney Dangerfield was around when I was a kid. When I first started watching comedy, he was it. You know what I'm saying? Around 1982 to 83, he was the man. Johnny Carson all the time, doing his thing, had his spill, Mr. I don't get no respect type dude, man. This dude, the king of self-deprecating and one-liners, man. He is one of the greatest comedians of all time, man. HBO wanted to give him a standalone special, and Rodney was like, nah, man, I'm gonna do a special. Let me introduce you guys to some guys I see. And he put up a lot of the new dudes. He was the host, and he put up some of the best young comedian talent ever at the time, because we wasn't really seeing that. HBO was a new avenue, and he comes in with these guys like I wasn't old enough to get in the club, so that was it for me, you know what I'm saying? But it changed my life, man. So he did the HBO Young Comedian Special in 1984. He had Bob Nelson on there. He had Bob Saget. He had Sam Kinison. He had Louis Anderson. Then he comes back in 1986 with stand-up at Rodney Dangerfield. He had Jerry Seinfeld. He had Roseanne Barr, my man Robert Townsend. Then he goes to another special called Nothing Goes Right. He had Andrew Dice Clay. He had Bill Hicks. He had my guy Don Herrera. Then he said Night at Rodney's. He did that. He had Jeff Foxworthy. He had Thea Vidal. And he had Tim Allen. Rodney Dangerfield, he loved, I kind of probably adopted that from him, because I always wanted to do something like that, so that's why I do Hot Fire Comedy Show. I like putting dope lineups together and seeing different type of comedy come into one show. And he was the guy that I seen do that. He was the genesis of that for me. Favorite sets on the show, whenever Rodney's hosting, man, he gives you a hot five. Like, I mean hot five, but hot five, he do one-liners, so it's like he give you, like, I mean, jokes, at least 20 great one-liners, man. Dr. Vinny Boom Bots, I don't get no respect, and my wife was this, and blah, blah, blah. My Dr. Vinny Boom Bots, he told me and my wife to have sex. He said, I'm still have the same packs since 1965. My wife is up to 3 packs a day. Like, come on, Rodney, with the lines. He introduced Sam Kinison. Sam Kinison, talking about world hunger, is classic. Bob Saget, 3.5 minute set on there, is like, yo, this dude is amazing. And then I see him on Full House, like, that's not the same guy, and it was the same guy. Andrew Dice Clay comes on, makes him a star. 8 minutes made him a star. This is what these comics go to be in LA for. They want that time. They want that. You want that one spot on TV, and you that guy. So that's why they train you in LA. And here's 5 minutes, here's 10 minutes. That's all they give you. Dice came in and ripped his 8. Next thing you know, he was a star. They were talking about that dude the next day at school. He became a legend from 8 minutes. But the best part about it, Bill Hicks went after him. Bill Hicks went after him after Dice destroys the place. He went up and just did his thing. He followed the legend, and he killed on the same show. Bob Nelson has probably the best bit ever on that show. The football routine is classic shit. I'm like, yo, how the hell he comes up with this shit? It's amazing. It made me want to be a comedian. That Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Cosby, Before the Madness, and I've seen this. I'm like, man, there's so many different kind of comics out, man. Yakov Smirnoff and Rita Rudner and all these people. I'm like, shit, what the fuck, all these guys? Where do they live? Where do they come? Then you go to LA and you go to the comedy store where they were, and I'm there like, these guys were in this spot. And I'm like, oh, wow, I made it. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you made it, but you ain't make it. You're struggling with them. We getting checks for $30. The only thing I didn't like about it, it wasn't enough black comics on there. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't enough black comics on it. You know, but you know, Uptown Comedy Express and Def Comedy Jam made up for that problem, so I wasn't tripping. But I think laughter is universal. But I'm like, there wasn't enough black comics. I think only Robert Townsend and Thea Vidal was the only 2 on that whole 5-show run I just told you. But the impact of the show, Rodney introduced the world to the future of comedy. Like, a lot of those guys went on to have it. I said Seinfeld, I said Tim Allen, Bob Saget, Dice Clay, Robert Townsend, Thea, all these guys went on and had sitcoms, had their own thing, man. So that's what a lot of comics are in LA for, just trying to get spots like that. And Rodney made a lot of guys. Sam Kinison was his dude. He put Sam in his movie. He kept putting Sam on his. Sam was on like 3 of the 5 shows. So Rodney, man, inspiration. He used to let Jim Carrey open for him. He didn't put Jim Carrey on the show. Rodney Dangerfield is a legend, man. He's a godfather of the game. He's one of the godfathers of the game because he ushered a lot of these guys in, and he don't get that love. So, yo, remember the classic. Rodney Dangerfield, HBO specials. If you're a comedian, you ain't seen it, you need to be shot. You need to be shot. You gotta watch it, man. Just watch it, man. The styles on that show, unbelievable, man. You're a comedian, you need to watch it. Shout out to Rodney Dangerfield. Rest in peace. Next segment.